I looked at two sort of possible responses to Bhagat Singh's call to responsibility. This is kind of how I think about that call of Inqilab Zindabad from the gallows. Long live revolution. May revolution continue. You should honor me by continuing my revolution, this revolution. This is a demand that Bhagat Singh places on his inheritors, those who come after him, right? And this is not straightforward in terms of politics. There is an argument that Faisal Devji makes in his writing on kind of martyrdom and self-sacrifice that, one of the paradoxes of self-sacrifice is that it foregrounds the body or the individual, right? The kind of like dying body, the suffering body, rather than necessarily the idea or the program behind the martyrs sacrifice. And so this is really the case with Bhagat Singh. As I said, there's a lot of ways in which his revolution is received as being actually in service of the nation state, or as a brave patriot, or in service of a certain sort of religious idea of sacrifice. But one of the things that I feel is consistent is that his demand is, I struggle to say this in a way that doesn't sound kind of academically pretentious, but the demand is vertiginous, right? There is a vertigo associated with the call to responsibility in the sense that it's destabilizing, right? You can feel, the purpose is to make you feel that you should be doing more, that you are complacent, you must resist complacency, you must stand up for what you believe in, you must never back down, right? And that's, for most people, that is like a difficult demand to take on, right? And it is very much associated with youth in Bhagat Singh's case. And I talk about that in the book as well. To get back to your question about politics, there are two ways, I think, to navigate this vertiginous demand. And one of them is to basically try and contain it, right? To say Bhagat Singh is a figure of the past. He fought for the freedom of India, which has now been achieved. And so we can celebrate him as a figure of the past through building statues to him, kind of saluting him, recognizing him as part of our anti-colonial history, and so on, right? The other way to honor Bhagat Singh or to kind of accept his demand is to continue his struggle, right? And so one of the ways that you can honor Bhagat Singh is to be politically active. And this is where the dispute comes around. Is it politically active in a sort of clandestine revolutionary movement? Is it through a kind of parliamentary party? Is it through a masculinist bodybuilding kind of Hindutva vigilante group, which, in my research I talked about as also being very attached to Bhagat Singh as this kind of muscular figure of vengeance and honor, right? And I say that actually, I make an argument at the end that the most difficult parts of Bhagat Singh's legacy, the most like the jagged edges of it, the most kind of promising are those which are about a kind of economic and social revolution in the sort of tradition that he's drawing from Marx and Lenin and others like that, right? And so there's no, the long way of answering your question, Cher, is that there is no set politics to this kind of like notion of inheritance through a kind of struggle over Bhagat Singh's, what do I want to say? Sorry, I'm kind of uh, stumbling over my words here. Through a kind of, the inheritance is something to be struggled over, right? And to assert the most kind of living part of his legacy, which we can argue is part of the most challenging part of his legacy, is this question of social and political revolution.
Yeah.